Worked with a pastor for a little bit, and one thing that absolutely annoyed me when he reminded me about my youth and my energy is like, "This too shall pass, as everything else does," and blah this, blah that. I don't know, it's probably some proverbs or some shit like that, but for some reason I get overly upset when people start mixing religion into shit that I don't really care to mix religion into, as well as I probably do it subconsciously without even being aware of it. So yeah, I do realize that there's hypocrisy in the they do that. Okay, I am aware that there's hypocrisy in the way that I act and respond and blah this and blah that. It's like it's not I'm trying to be a hypocrite. It's just sometimes it's best said that a certain way. But what I was getting at, actually, the main reason for wanting to make this video is because little sis was talking about feeling weird for being spoiled or something like that. And I remembered when I was younger, I used to absolutely hate and get annoyed when people were like, ha ha, you're being spoiled, ha ha, you're the favorite, ha 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 ha, instead of being like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm the favorite, fuck yeah, I'm being spoiled, don't you wish for me? Nah, I used to be like, I don't know, I guess the main way I used to think is I used to be so heavy on what the outside thought. I want to be cool to the people that weren't cool to themselves, cool with themselves. Not even cool in the community, but they seemed cool because I don't fucking know. I don't know what made the group seem so cool that I wanted to be part of the group, but no matter how much I was trying to be part of the group, I was still be my own individual. No matter how much I wanted to be accepted, I never always felt accepted. Or it's like, it's words and actions on top of feelings for me, because you can say things, but it feels like you're only saying it and or doing it because you feel quote unquote either obligated or because I made a big fuss about it. It's just like, if I made a big fuss about it and you only did something special just for that little time moment, it just means that you didn't really care. It's just like, well, if you bitch enough, of course I'm going to do it. Compared to I'm going to do it because I want to, because it's basically like how people in relationships are like, I shouldn't have to tell you what to do. You should already know. In some cases, yes, you should already know. But if you guys are literally a week into a fucking relationship, 2 days into a relationship, 3 days into, like, if you guys are weeks, days, and even sometimes months into a relationship, y'all should be very, 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 very communicative and very, very understanding and calm with the fact that they might not fucking know because you may have not educated them. Because this is gonna be its own video within itself about how I believe parenting should be done and how I think of parenting, just because it's literally a fucking play if you stop and think about it. Everything you do in front of your child, regardless if you think about it, regardless if you remember, regardless if you're aware that your child is watching and or remembering, is literally going to help them become who they are as an adult. So therefore, if you don't want your kids to cuss, don't cuss in your house. And don't just be like, oh no, don't do this, because now you're giving them the hypocritical sin where it's just like, kind of like how the power stance where, oh, you can't do it because you're not old enough, because you're not smart enough, because you're not strong enough. It's just giving them that thought process of, I just can't do things around you. And then once they become more secretive and hiding things, then you literally start causing a rift between you and your children. It's because of your own inability to understand that you are their role model. 24/7, from the second that they see you, you are their role model. They are going to, regardless if you want them to or not, going to be a little, if not a lot, like you. And it's going to be in ways that you might not even notice or might not be aware to, or just even want to care for, because you might be blinded to who you are as an individual. But if you want your child to be what you want your child to be, then you have to be that for your child. If you want your child to be a strong, motivated, outspoken person, that means you have to be, or at least portray that strong, motivated, outspoken person every time you're around your child, or it's not going to happen unless you give them that type of person in their life. But more or less, most of us can't afford to have mentors and supervisors to be that person for our children, so we have to be that person. So I don't know, think about it more, because one thing that always made me laugh and just kind of pissed me off is like, how are you, the unathletic, unfit, uneducated person, going to yell at your child for being unathletic, unfit, and uneducated when they just copied and pasted you? How are you going to be mad in this hypocrisy? People want their kids to be better than them in certain cases, but they don't want their kids to outshine them. That's what confuses me. But that's a whole different topic within itself as well. But I'm just saying, like, if you want your kid to be good, be a good role model. If you want your kids to be bad, be a bad role model. If you don't care what your kids are going to be like, then continue doing the bullshit that you're doing. Like, parenting is such a huge thing that people neglect to think, yeah, anybody can have sex, and yes, anybody can have a kid, but not just anybody's a good parent or a great parent or even a decent parent. I do get where there could be mistakes made, but I do believe and feel as if people don't even put the time and effort to try. They're just like, well, I did my best. Not everybody's I did my best worthwhile, in my personal opinion, but hey, we all got different thoughts and opinions on everything.